Hello guys and welcome. In today's video we're gonna talk about stamps. You may wonder what stamps are, so I'm gonna explain. Stamps are a preset of buildings or production chains which you can save and reuse whenever you want. I will first show you how to create your own stamps, and after that I will show you some that I think are really useful. By doing this you will save time the next time you need to make a production chain. The stamps I am going to show are for vanilla Anno, so no mods and no DLCs. So sit back, relax and enjoy the video. So in order to save your own stamp, you will need to click on this icon down here, and this will allow you to select all your production chains, or for example now I have a starting village over here, so if I let go then it will be saved, so next time I can just click on it and make a new one, just like this. You can do also like blueprint mode if you don't want to build everything immediately, so something like this, and later on you can upgrade and expand. I will show you a few of my own stamps. I have created them while playing the game, but you can create your own by starting a creative mode session. This way you can build every building that exists in the game without having to worry about materials. This is the stamp I use for my starting village. I use this one on almost every playthrough. The main goal here is to have every building in the range of your town hall, like this. So whenever you place an item in here, they will all benefit from it. And this is how it looks when you upgrade. So the next stage is workers, then you will have your church and your school over here. You still need a marketplace and a pub. And then we upgrade to artisans, which do not need a pub anymore, so you can delete this for example and build something else instead. You will need the university eventually. Let's see, here at the end you will need university, you still need a school, and over here you can build even more houses, 2 of them, or something else. And again, everything is in the range of the town hall, so we have 3 town halls for the different stages, and in there you can place different items depending on your stage and your population. So let's start with the timber production. We have 4 sawmills and 4 lumberjacks huts. If you need only 2, you can always like delete those like this and you will have only 2. Depends on how much space you have actually. For schnapps I use the most simple one, which looks like this, and you can place them next to each other. So you have your distillery here and your potato farm, and you can make something like this and place your warehouse here. If you want, you can also use a trade union like this and have even more on this side. Something like this. And now you still have enough space on the sides. You can either build more of those like this, for example. Let's see, is it gonna cover everything? Yes. Then you just connect them like this. Okay, and on this side you can do the same, and maybe if you don't need so much snobs, you can build something else here so it benefits from your trade union. For beer I like to use this one as a starting. Now we are producing 1 ton of beer, and later on when you need more, I have a right side just identical, but it's a bit tricky because now you're overproducing on grain and overproducing on malt. See, malt is overproduced, so 1 malt house is more than enough. And now the grain is overproduced, so you can delete this and this one, make it look nice, connect these 2, and now you have enough to produce 2 tons of beer. If you want, you can move this warehouse, and in here you can put a trade union, which will boost all the production to 3 with only ferrous, but there is plenty of other items that you can use to boost your beer production. This is the one I like to use for bread. You have 2 bakeries, 1 flour mill and 2 grain farms, and later on when you need more bread you can just paste one here. If you want, you can move those 2 around like this, and maybe if you want to boost it, you can do it by building it here, the trade union, and on this side you can do the same if you have enough space, but most of the times the grain farms are so big that you don't gonna have enough space. On my island here I do have, but I don't have anything else, so yeah, it depends on the situation, and this is why you will want to boost the production, just so you don't need to build more and more grain farms, because they take a lot of space. For the sausage production I like to use this one, and I'm gonna do it in blueprint mode. And you will need a lot of sausages at some point, so you can build this in blueprint mode and later just upgrade. For example, we need now a few tons, do like this. Now we are making 1 ton. If that's not enough, you upgrade over here, and so on and so on. And if you want, I believe it was this one, yeah, if you delete this one, you can always place a trade union in here, and it will boost like almost everything. Need to adjust it like over here. Yeah, now it boosts everything around, and you can build your warehouses later on and start upgrading those like this. You can boost them, and you will make 12 tons of sausages, which is plenty, and this is how it looks like. For soap I like to use this one, and yes, it takes a lot of space, but you will be able to make a lot of soap. So let's see, we have here the trade union, your warehouse, then you can upgrade one side like this, and this is gonna make you 2 tons of soap, and if you do the same on each side, it will be 8 tons in total without boosting anything. So let's do it. Like this. Now we are making 8, and since we have our trade union in the middle, you can boost with whatever items you want. For example, ferrous is making it go up from 8 to 12 tons of soap, and this is how it looks like. For work clothes I use this one, which is a little bit similar to the one we used for the sausages. So I like to build 2 of those and then just start upgrading. Okay, we are making 2 tons, eventually we're gonna need more and more. And again, here you can place your trade union just here, and it will cover everything. So let's upgrade. Okay, yeah, it covers everything, and you're making 24 tons of work clothes. I even have a quick stamp for the brick factory, so you can turn this around, and again it depends on the situation, but let's say we want it like this. We build it and we upgrade just like this. I also have a very simple one for the sails, so you build it like this, let's say, and on the other side, and then you need a road like this and a warehouse. So this this one should make 4 tons, which is more than enough. Most of the times I don't even use this one, I use only one, and I always place it like here, for example, close to my harbor. So I don't need a warehouse to store the goods, they go directly in the trading post. For the canned food is a little bit tricky. You can use this one if you have all the fertility on your island, like if you have the cattle farm and the red pepper farm. You can use this one and boost it, of course, but eventually you will need more and more canned food. So what you can do is, and let's say for example we are importing the red pepper and not producing it on this island, you can copy this, turn it around like this, then we remove those farms. Okay, and now we need to move this in here like this, and this as well. Okay, then build the road. Alright, then we need to move the trade union, so everything is in the range, and these roads here can be deleted, we don't need them. And now you're gonna make 2 tons of canned food, and you will have everything needed. Yes, you need iron, and this is why we have the warehouses here to provide iron to the cannery. And in here you can place other items to manipulate the chain and to boost it, and this is how it should look like eventually, without the red pepper then, because you're gonna most probably import it from another island, so they're gonna take it from the warehouse. For the windows I like to use this configuration. Okay, this way you're making 2 tons of windows. You have glass, sand, and you will need wood, but wood you can produce like somewhere else, and having a warehouse here will make sure that your buildings get wood. Eventually you can upgrade it, and if you want more windows, let's say 1 more factory, then you'll need to check what else you need. So you need more glass, and of course you're gonna need more sand like this. And let's see, can we squeeze in here a trade union? So that it covers everything. Okay, having the trade union right about here should do the trick. Yeah. Now we are making 5 tons of windows, and windows you're gonna need a lot when you start to upgrade your houses. So it should look like this. Over here I have an interesting one. This one is for sausages and soap. So let's see how this works. We have the pig farms on this side with the rendering works, and 1 soap factory, the same on this side, and in the middle we have the slaughterhouses with some warehouses in the middle. So let's upgrade everything and see how it works. Okay. Like this. And if you upgrade your warehouses later on, you can have a trade union right in the middle, or somewhat in the middle, and it covers everything. So now we are making 6 tons of sausages and 6 tons of soap. And I use this one sometimes, again it depends on the situation. If I need more soap or I need more sausages, I use the other 2, but this one doesn't take so much space and you're still making enough for your population. So for anything above artisans and even the fur coats, I don't use stamps for, because for example the fur coats, it depends always how much space I have left and where to build it, so I don't need a stamp for that. The stamps I use are for the first things that you will need for the farmers, like the timber and the schnapps. Then we go to workers, the sausages, bread, soap, beer, and sales. I have one, just quick one, also for bricks. And then if we go to artisans, we have for the canned food, the windows, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, and anything above it, like for example the spectacles, it always depends. And if it's like, for example, if I have my industrial buildings over here, I try to squeeze everything in the circles of the trade unions. So it always depends where these buildings will be built, and also it depends where my mines are, because they're always on a different spot. So this is why I don't use stamps for that. It's always building on the go, seeing what fits where and how is it best to build it. So in my opinion, you don't need stamps for anything above artisans. Maybe for the canned food and the windows, but for the rest, all of this that you will need to build here, it's actually easy. You don't need stamps for. For example, the jewelers. See, here is the jewelers. You need the goldsmith, and then coal and gold. Yeah, you need a warehouse for. And this, the pearls and the gold, you will import, so they will come from the warehouse. And yeah, you can make something like this, but most of the times it's not gonna fit in your industrial chains, in your industrial production, so you can just quickly build it manually without having a template. Like, you can always have a template, you can always have a stamp. This is personal preference. Alright, this is it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you leave a like if this tutorial was useful to you. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment with some feedback, and I'll see you guys in the next one.